got a few blueberries.
I see some eggs up there. I don't know. I don't see anything good enough. I think we should go out.
Okay.
Hey folks, so we're here in New Haven, Connecticut, and we met up with a subscriber of ours, Mr. Joseph Taylor.
Hi.
Right here, this gentleman who's showing us around. We're going to have some pizza at Sally's Apizza, and there's a little bit of a wait, so we're waiting, and we're gonna get a seat.
And we're getting some history.
And we're getting history. We're getting history here with Joseph, who seems to, he's the man, knows a lot about New Haven. I'm the man who knows very little about New Haven. So any questions about New Haven, I'll defer to this fella.
Okay.
So the street just dead ends. Warren Street is where as Yale University students was Gary Trudeau and his roommate, who became Doonesbury in the cartoon strip.
It was the that was the fellow that the character was based on.
That's right. And Doonesbury is Charlie Pillsbury.
So that's where he took the name from.
So this area where all the famous pizza places are was called the New Township. It started being developed late 1700s. And it just kept on growing and growing, and because it's on, I call it the eastern middle section of New Haven, it got all these industries, and New Haven has had a lot of firsts, and one of the firsts was the Candy Rubber Company, meaning rubber boots. It's the first factory in the world to produce buildings gone. It was a huge factory. So they needed workers. There wasn't enough workers from the U.S. to be workers. So they went to southern Italy.
Southern Italy?
Mostly southern Italy. And they brought whole families over.
They kind of recruited.
Yeah. This is like in the late 1800s when the city grew.
Before the turn of the century, just before the turn of the 20th century.
Yeah. So and so as I said, factories galore. And what was before these factories was the carriage industry.
The carriages, yes.
Was famous from New Haven. Southern aristocrats would buy from here, but that whole thing ended because of a little from 1861 on. So the factories then became garment and other manufacturing.
Tool and die industry.
Everything.
Do you know which first restaurant or pizzeria that came right here? Like, what was the first?
There might have been, if you were a baker, you made pizza. You did pizza on the side because you could still, because you had the oven. You had the oven to bake the bread, to do the pastries. And so a friend of mine, Colin Kaplan, said that he was doing a book on the history of pizza in New Haven. And originally he said he was going to he was going to say that if you had a brick oven, you were going to make pizza, but not for the consumption for anybody, just for family. So, but in his book he never said that. So it wasn't basically until the 1920s that it took off.
Wow.
But one of the it was later than New York.
This is the potato and rosemary pie, which I already took a bite out of. I'm gonna take another bite.
So what do you think?
It's delicious. You really taste that rosemary. There's not tons of rosemary. It doesn't overpower it. So I think it's just right. A little bit of mozzarella and that nice crust. And the potatoes are sliced paper thin. You can almost make potato chips out of these.
All right, Joe, you have to tell us about the clam.
It's my standard pie.
It's your go-to?
Yeah.
It looks delicious. And over here we have a tomato and mozzarella. Go ahead and pull it apart.
You ain't gotta worry, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
This is the standard tomato and mozzarella pie. That char on the edges and the underside. It's just a tad.
Let me see the back.
Yeah, the back.
Oh, wow. Look at that char.
It's nice and thin, but not super thin.
Yeah, it
not so
doesn't look
thin
like-
that it flops over.
It doesn't look New York thin.
I'm gonna take a little bite out
Go
of it.
ahead.
There was one here in New Haven, near me, near where I live. And,
Here's our clam pie. It's nice. It's nice. It's a thin crust. I think it might be a little bit thicker than the regular pizza.
Clams. Where's the clams?
There's the clams. They're chopped clams right over here. They look like little pieces. They're like little nuts. Let's take a bite.
Let's spill it on the shirt. Dirt on the shirt. That's Anthony's motto. That means you enjoy it.
That's very tasty. I think this is a better clam pie than Frank Pepe's.
Oh,
It doesn't
goodness.
taste as
Oily.
it doesn't have that oily flavor like Pepe's does.
It looks
not
like it's
soupy.
composed better.
This is less oily and more of a fresh taste.
I'm going to give my final thoughts of the pizza. I thought that the potato pizza was delicious. I thought I took a bite of the clam pie. It was very good. I like that it was not pooled with oil and that there was little tiny bits of clams. My favorite though was the tomato and the mozzarella because I thought the tomato had a burst of flavor. I thought it was excellent. It was really good, the char on the end. And it was very good. What do you think?
I think I agree with you on the sauce. The sauce was actually surprising. Nice and tangy, very tomatoey, not too sweet. I like that a lot. The crust is a nice light crust. You can tell it's made with a coal-fired brick oven because you get that soot on your hands. It was tasty. I liked Sally's Apizza. We learned a little bit about New Haven style pizza, and we learned a lot about New Haven itself from Joseph Taylor, our subscriber who we met up with there and had some great conversation with about the area and about the history of pizza. The pizza was good. I recommend if you're a connoisseur of pizza, come out to New Haven and check out the pizzerias there. And I guess that's it for now, right, honey?
That's it. And thank you, Joseph, so much for the tour and for all the history. It was really a memorable day. We appreciate it. We have to come back.
And remember, folks, always subscribe, like, share out these videos. Make sure you click that bell, hit all so you don't miss any of our videos or live streams. And as always, next time we'll see you again someplace else.